In today's video, my friends, we're going to be giving you some LG TV tips and tricks. Now, some of these will be some that you may already know, but hopefully you'll learn at least one new thing. We're going to be covering everything from how you should properly clean your TV to hidden menus and things like that. Right, let's get started. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. Okay, so these are the timestamps. All of these will be linked in the description. The TV that we'll be featuring is the LG C1 OLED. You guys and me voted this the best TV of the year in 2021. If you're interested in checking out what fantastic deals are available on this TV, then click the link in the description and it will take you to the very latest price. The first thing that we're going to be covering is cleaning. This is going to be one of the most expensive purchases that you make, so it's important you take care of it. Here are the main do's and do nots when it comes to cleaning your TV. I always use dedicated microfiber soft cloths. Do not use any other type of cloth like a paper towel or a tissue. They're made of wood effectively and can end up scratching or leaving micro scratches on your screen. I use two, one for dusting and one for cleaning, and I use a special cleaning fluid which I'll show you in just a second. You can use distilled water, but that sometimes doesn't get out some of the oily marks. Keep your cleaning pack really close to your TV so you're not tempted to use anything else, and don't use that for any other type of cleaning, just so it's dedicated for your TV. Be really gentle, because if you apply too much pressure, some of these LCD screens can actually crack. And I always clean once or twice over a fortnight, and so therefore you know that it's staying pretty clean. And I'm always the one that does my TVs. I don't let anyone else clean them because I don't want them using the wrong stuff. Make sure that you're not going to be using a general cleaning spray, because a lot of those can contain alcohol, and over time they can actually affect the layers that go on top of the TV. And one really important point is never use a general cleaning spray. A lot of these contain alcohol, and that can actually damage some of the coatings on the front of the TV. Now, as you all know, the TV is a magnet for fingerprints and dust, and so therefore it's important that you keep this down to a minimum. So always be careful not to touch it unnecessarily, but what you need is a little pack, and I use Whoosh. Now, this isn't sponsored by Whoosh. This is just a handy little pack which I bought, and I think it does a brilliant job. I can have it completely separate. It's small enough to keep just underneath the TV. You get two different size bottles and two cloths. I use one for the dusting and the other for the cleaning. Now, you can use this type of spray also to clean iPads, phones, whatever you want to, but I just have one directly for my TV. It doesn't contain any alcohol, and so it won't do any damage. So give the TV a dust first of all, and again be very gentle, but when that dusting happens it will take off the majority of the marks on there, but a few will definitely remain, and so that's why you then need to use some of the spray. So again, remember just to spray the cloth, then give those marks a quick rub and be very gentle with it, but you don't need to apply hardly any pressure at all, and you'll notice that they just disappear. And one of the reasons why I bought that product is it just doesn't leave any residue or any marks, and your TV is back to looking as good as what it did on the day you bought it. The next little tip is sorted from an update on the LG software, so this is just for LG TVs, but there was an annoying no signal sign that used to come up when there wasn't a signal detected, and now you can see there's a little button, there's the show or hide, which means that this will then disappear, and all you have to do is press the red button on your remote control, press it, and that's it. It's gone, and it won't ever pop up again. There is another menu setting that you can change this in, but that's the easiest way. So this first one is more of an overlay. If you press the green button 8 times, it will come up with VRR information. And this can be quite handy so that it can show you the frame rate. So here you can see I'm at 60 Hz, and also it will give you things like the resolution. So if you do need to check what you're being displayed at, when you're watching something, if you don't think things are quite right, just get up that menu and it will give you that information. And to get rid of it, you just need to press the back button. Now, the second one is a hidden menu. If you hover over picture in select picture mode, then press 111311. It will then come up with this HDMI signaling override. Now, I don't recommend that you change anything in here, but for instance, if you wanted to change to a BT 2020 color gamut rather than BT 709 or auto, then you can do these things in there. But I wouldn't really recommend making any changes, just leave it to auto and that'd be right for most people. Now the second one is to get rid of the LG logo when you turn it off, and that's via another menu which is not necessarily known by many people. So if we turn the TV back on and then we keep on repeatedly pressing the mute button around 5 times, then it will come up with this menu. And here you can then go down to show the LG logo when turning the TV off and literally just swipe it off and then it won't appear when you turn it off. Your LG Magic Remote gives you quick access to Netflix Prime Video using the buttons at the bottom, but did you know that you can actually assign other functions to other buttons so that they also have quick access? All you need to do is get to your Magic Remote and press and hold the 0 button. This will bring up the Edit Quick Access menu, and here you can assign different apps to the different numbers. So for instance, number 1 will go in and we'll click on Add, and then it will bring up a list of all of the applications available to assign. Now, some of these are repeated, Netflix for instance, but for instance, if you wanted to assign YouTube or something different like the Apple TV, then you can do that just by selecting the individual app. So I'm going to, for this video, for instance, put Art Gallery, because I quite often switch it just to Art Gallery when someone visits, for instance, and I'm in the middle of watching something, and there it is, it's now assigned. So now you can easily access that by pressing and holding the number 1 button, and you press and hold it and it quickly comes up with the art gallery. There, done. And what an easy way to assign different applications to those numbers. All you've got to do is remember what you assign to which number. One of the things I love about the LG software this year is that you've got access to some quick help. So if you go to support and then go down to quick help, it will bring up this screen. And here you can go into optimization settings. If you click on that, it will analyze the settings of your TV setup currently, and it will give you a recommendation. So for instance, I'm in picture mode eco, and it's recommended me to be the most optimized to change it to standard. So therefore it's up to me if I want to do that. It will also give you a few other options which you can choose to change, and then if you want to, you can just click the optimization button and all of those settings will change with one click. You can also go into the check items on the previous screen, and here you can see if something just isn't quite looking right, you can do a self-diagnosis of TV settings. So if you click on that and then for instance click picture, it will come up with a number of different options. Now for instance, if you're watching something and the film doesn't seem quite natural and it's like soap opera effect for instance, so the movement at the time of watching is unnatural or is a little bit jittery, you can click into that and then it will recommend what you can change, and again it will give you the option to do it in just one press of the button. In this example, for instance, I might be suffering from the soap opera effect which true motion sometimes causes, and this is where films look unnatural and certainly not how they're intended. So here I can turn that off just by clicking change settings, and then it will be as it's recommended. Now, a few people have got in touch with me regarding default auto eco mode. Now, this is where when you turn the TV off, no matter what setting you've got it on, it will then turn on and it will always be in eco mode. It can be really frustrating. What do you have to do to get rid of this is go down to support and then OLED care, and then from there go to device self-care. Then go down to energy saving, and the first option that you're given is energy saving step. Click into that and then make sure it's clicked off. Once you've done that, it will not default back into eco mode, it will default back into the mode that you left the TV in. So for instance, cinema, ISF bright mode, whichever one you're on when you turn the TV off, that's what it will then go back to. Now, if you're like me, I often just have the same source on in the background, and it's quite annoying when you first turn the TV on that automatically the home menu with all of the apps will automatically load up, and then you have to go out of it, which takes up valuable time and it's really quite frustrating. So there is a way of turning that off, and to do that is very, very simple. You just go into the menu setting, you then click on the general cog on the left hand side, and then you go down to System. Click on System and then go into Additional Settings and then Home Settings. And here you can turn off Home Auto Launch. And now when you turn the TV on, that menu system won't come up. But if you want it up at any point, just press the Home button on the Magic Remote. Now, you may have noticed that sometimes the HDMI labels give the wrong information. So for instance, on one of my TVs, I had that Sky Q was actually Sky Deutschland, and I didn't know how to get rid of it. But it's very easy with the LG TV. You literally go to the home dashboard and then the three little dots in the top right corner. And now you can go down to edit these settings, click on whichever one you want, and then just edit it to your heart's content. You don't have to call it what it is. You can call it something completely different if that's easier. But this might be handy if you're setting up the TV for somebody else, and so they can easily see what the different HDMI connections are. If at any time you get a problem when you're streaming apps that it's stuttering or a little bit slow, then you can improve the internet speed by connecting directly via the Ethernet port. So here, for instance, I'm getting a download of 12.58 at the time of doing this test on my Wi-Fi. I've then plugged the router directly into the back of the T with the Ethernet cable, and I'm going to switch it over to Ethernet. And as you can see now, I'm getting something around the 35 to 36 megabytes. So that's 3 times the improvement. So don't forget, you can sometimes fix your problem just with a simple cable. So there you go, my friends. That's it for this video. There's 10 tips in there. I do hope at least a few of them have been helpful for you and you're getting the most out of your TV. And do make sure that you remember to clean your TV properly. I wouldn't want to see you damaging it. Thanks so much for watching this video. Check out the link in the description. If you're in the market for a new LG TV, then follow the link. Thanks so much, my friends.